posto?
We are ready.
Bulldog Shag, Luigino, Drago Luigino.
Bulldog Shag for all the world.
For all of the universe, Luigino, more than the world, because you radiate Bulldog Shag from one end of the planet to the other. Greetings to everybody from Australia.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
Really, I'm super excited, you know, with this connection with the other part of the world, and with the one amazing friend and master, because you are, for me, a master of life. Thank you so much.
Seafood della vita, master of life. Very good, very good.
Ciao, Daniel. What's
Happy
up?
to see you, man. You don't change, and I really like that little Italian styling with the little beard. Love, heart, beard.
Really, it's not.
How long does it take you to do that, Luigino? Please tell me.
Cool interview. Okay.
Hey, you think you're interviewing me, man? I'm interviewing you. I want to know how long it takes to get that perfect Italian symmetry for the beard, huh?
You know, you need to train yourself. You need to be prepared, you know, to cut in the right direction. You know, it's not easy.
Precision.
Yes. And I'm afraid, you know, if I make mistake after I have some.
Luigino, you cannot make a mistake. You're a person that cannot make a mistake.
Impossible.
Tell me, first of all, congratulations on your book. I'm still waiting for my own personalized copy with your signature and your lips, you know, from the kiss on the book and everything, because this will just increase its value in the long run. But
I need to.
What is the game of life, Luigino? So I'm going to interview you now. What is the game of life? Is it a game, Luigino?
Life is absolutely one game, but also because you know exactly, because you are a coach and coach in the sports sector, and you know that exactly there is the metaphor game and life is perfect. Because of this.
And one big part of my philosophy comes actually through, now you're making me get serious so quickly. Excellence in sports leads to excellence in life, because commitment and determination that one has to have to succeed in sports is something that's directly correlated to life. So
means that absolutely when we are child, the best way to grow and to improve ourselves is through sport. Doing sport is perfect. Yes, it's a lesson for life, because you need to be resilient. You need to be prepared, you know, because in this way you can see better the opportunities. And of course, there is a winning and losing, you know, or winning and learning, you know, to be better and better.
And the cosa più importante is having fun. Please don't forget the most important part of sports, Luigino. So I thought you were prepared for this interview, and then you forget the basics, huh?
Yes.
Sports is competing and having fun at the same time, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, in life we need to have fun, a lot of fun.
Absolutely, that's the whole point of life, isn't it? Is to have fun through the experience, regardless of the outcomes. And the outcome is it can be good, it can be bad. But this is what experience teaches us, I think.
Yeah. But for example, from your experience of life, how we can, let's say, reframe, you know, the situation when the situation are very tough and, you know, you have some problem and hard problem also, how we can reframe this moment?
I don't think you need to reframe it. I think you need to accept it. So
acceptance.
Accettare.
Yes.
So one of the ways, I think a very good analogy I heard from a very, very smart guy is actually a sports psychologist, Dr. Anthony Ross from Mentally Tough. He wrote a book, and he was describing life as a process related, and the analogy he used is life is driving a bus. So if you drive a bus, you need to be prepared to some extent to know where you're driving. You must have a destination. You must do certain things to drive the bus safely and to arrive at your destination. But as you drive the bus, you will pick up passengers. And these passengers are exactly what we're talking about. We can use the analogy of passengers as emotions. You have some good passengers, you have some bad passengers. You cannot choose your passengers because you're a public bus driver. You cannot kick them off. And regardless of the passengers that you get on the bus, I think you still have to maintain direction, safety, and all the other priorities that lead you to your destination. So this is one of the best analogies where I've heard, that I've seen and heard about life. And I think that if you think about it carefully, you start to realize that some of the passengers, or not some, all of the passengers on the bus are completely involuntary passengers. So they are people who get on, and sometimes you are distracted by them in positive or negative ways, or they can be crazy, or they can be a beautiful naked woman, knowing you. But if these things actually disturb you from the objective of driving forward, watching the road, holding the steering wheel, and doing all the helpful actions which help you go ahead in life towards your destination, then you have a problem. So the focus is on the global direction that you're traveling in, acceptance of your passengers, and maintaining your direction. And this is the way I see life.
Good. And
what do you think of this analogy, Luigino?
It's perfect, because you need to remember every moment that you are there to serve, you know, because you are there for the others, you know. Your journey need to be useful for all the passengers.
Absolutely. And you need to be safe, and you need to be smart, and you need to maintain your direction regardless of the obstacles that you might fall into.
Really is a very good analogy. I write down.
I'm very happy to enlighten you so early in this interview, Luigino.
Come on,
and look at Liga, she's clapping me. Liga, nice to have you here. I had no idea that my friends are going to be joining this as well. And Taisei, my God. Welcome, TC.
Yes, it's a good way to, you know, to share with friends, you know, some good thoughts, some good comments.
I'm just happy to see my beautiful curls for the girls. This is new. This is new.
Do you have some good feedback from this new style?
Well, listen, people are a little bit too shy and too embarrassed to be up front, but I'm sure they like it. Tell me, what do you think? That's what matters the most, because your opinion to me, Luigino, is like
for me,
Liga, there we go.
Yes, good. For me, you are always in right shape.
Ay, caramba. Thank you very much, Luigino.
That's good. Let's go forward.
Forward with the bus towards our destination.
Yes, bus, and sometimes, okay, the bus have some, let's say, obstacle. You know that.
Absolutely.
Something, that's something that you don't plan it happen in your life. I mean, with the bus, some hole or some in front of you, and the first reaction, I think, is they come from the instinct maybe, and we need to control, no, ourselves, our thoughts. What suggest in which way we can easily or in the fast way to react in the best way?
I think one of the most important things is to understand what the objective is. And the objective is to move on in life, drive forward, keep the bus going. So what are some of the simplest helpful actions that you must remember at all times when you're driving a bus? You must look forward, hold the steering wheel, press the right pedals, look at the mirrors, check for other traffic. And if we try to switch this analogy towards life, then some of the most simple things in life are to stay ethical, try to keep your conscience clear, try to make good decisions, try not to make emotional decisions, because they occur and they will occur the whole time. It's like when you get on a bus and you get a passenger which tells you you're going the wrong way, you're not driving well. And then if you start to listen to that passenger, if you start to listen to that emotion, so passengers are analogies for emotions, and they are involuntary. We're not crazy for feeling doubt, for feeling anxiety. But definitely this is something that we have to learn to deal with, because as humans, we always will have some irrational emotions. Let's say irrational emotions. I'm sure, Luigino, knowing you as well as I know you, you have had some irrational thoughts when you see an unbelievably attractive woman on the street. And the question is, Luigino, so sorry to put you on the spot, but it's in your blood, sei italiano, no? I think one of the most important things to remember is you're not crazy and you are not bad for having this irrational thought. It is how you act that counts.
You think so?
And how, sorry, I've seen it in your eyes every time we went out in Budapest, Luigi. Many times on I.
You know that I'm here to serve, no? To share the Boldogshag, the happiness to other on the world.
The Boldogshag is to be shared, indeed, yes.
When I see some situation, let's call situation, I want to share my happiness. It's bad.
You want to share your imagination about the situation, Luigino.
You know, it's...
you're lost for words, Luigino.
I just was last week that I follow some idea inside the book Psycho-Cybernetics. Do you know this book?
Okay.
And,
no, Psycho-Cybernetics, but it sounds like something you would read. Okay, please tell me all about it.
And inside there is some study and lesson that if you develop the image, you know, you have the imagination in something, okay, and you can attract that this way happen. Or for example in sport, for the golfer, you know, they need to imagine exactly the trajectory, that they imagine, you know, the process and that ball that go in the right direction. In this way, if before to make your shot, if you imagine, you can facilitate, you know, you guide your body, your muscle, everything going in the better way in this direction. You know?
This is directly correlated, I think, to do you need to be successful to feel good, or are you going to be successful because you feel good first? So it's playing with these two things around. And Luigino, from your experience, when you go out and you have those 2-3 grappas and you feel very sexy, very beautiful, and you approach a girl with your Boldogshag, is your success always positive because of the way that you approach the situation? Or do you approach the situation, see the reaction, and then feel that sexiness and passion and attractiveness that you portray and radiate from all over Hungary?
You know, because I'm Italian, okay?
Of course, of course.
I am
Stallion.
Yes, I enjoy the process, you know, the process.
Absolutely. And this is the most important thing, enjoying the process of life. So now if we're going to quickly get serious, this sentence is probably the best sentence that we've said so far. If you enjoy the process, if you enjoy driving that bus, if you enjoy the life, that is the point of life. And the process is something which we control to some extent, or we control the way we behave to make certain outcomes or to try to influence them. Mm-hmm. But the process does not have any guarantees. You can have failure, you can die, you can fall in love. Many things can happen, mm-hmm. depending on the situation. But the most important thing to remember is you only control the process, and you need to live and control that process. And if you try to base your happiness, or if you try to base everything on outcomes, well, then when the outcomes are good, you're going to be happy, and when they're bad, you're not going to be happy. And this is no way to put yourself in a situation to deal with life, because life can be brutal at times, as probably I would know from what happened 2 years ago, mm-hmm. with that big accident that was on the Hungarian news. I think that this is something where I had a choice. Mm-hmm. Or I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice to live or to die. But something bad happened, mm-hmm. and everybody says, you are so brave, you did so well to survive. And I say to them, no, I think this is instinct. And this is the instincts you were talking about before. I think any animal that is injured mm-hmm. tries to survive. If mm-hmm. if a lion attacks a zebra, mm-hmm. and the zebra gets away, it runs and it gets away because it wants to survive. This is an instinct. This is not a talent, and this is not courage. So instinctively, we fight for life. Mm. It is us, and it is our emotions, and it is the way that we deal with situations that define us. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have good or bad situations is completely normal. Mm-hmm. It's like Carl Jung's The Monster Within. Conosci questo libro, Carl Jung, the philosopher?
No, Carl Jung, yes.
So he said to be a virtuous person, you must first meet the monster inside of you.
Cool.
So a person is able to kill, to steal, to rape, to pillage, and a person needs to be aware of this. But being aware of this and choosing not to do it is what makes you virtuous. This is why children are innocent or virtuous, or they're not virtuous, they're innocent, because children are not aware of what they're able to do. But the fact that when you become an adult and you're aware of all the bad and all the monsters that live inside of you, and you choose not to act upon those feelings or upon those character representations, that's what makes you virtuous. And I think good people are usually people who have had the opportunity to do something bad, or people who have suffered. In today's world, especially with the current situation with refugees and pandemics and whatnot, I think it's those people who manage to deal with these situations and maintain their ethical morality that are the people that are gonna, in the long run, stay mentally healthy.
In this, about this topic, what do you think the correlation about this topic with responsibility? You know, that we always need to have the responsibility about our reaction, you know, how we react internally.
And I call this more than responsibility. This is personal responsibility. So everything we do, we must be personally responsible for, because we are the function of our universe, and we make the decisions. And if we make a good decision, then we are personally responsible for the benefits of that decision. And if we make a poor decision, then we are personally responsible for that decision. Too many people live their life by believing in something which I don't believe in, which is luck, for an example. If I believe in luck, then I also believe in misfortune. And I prefer to make my own fortunes and lose and win. Winning the lotto is something that only happens if you put the ticket in. So to me, it's not luck.
Yeah.
We can discuss this as much as you want, but too many people want something, but they don't do anything. I think if you did something and you get it, then I don't believe it's luck. I believe it's something that you made happen, even if it's something very random like winning the lotto.
Yeah, but what do you think? Because I believe that the process is, for example, for the evolution, start from sharing, you know, like now, you know, the information, sharing experience, and to be inspired from others, of course, and to take decision to the action, you know. Because I can see that a lot of people have the problem to decide, the problem to enter in action. They postpone, they prefer to remain in the comfort zone, or maintain the status quo, you know.
But this is fear of failure. This is fear of failure, I think. But continue, please. Really, I searching, you know, for some ideas or solution how to empower people to and foster people to jump over, you know, to start to do what you had the imagination, you are inspired, you know, and how support this kind of let's say decision action in people. I think that the greatest way to empower people to do something is to make them accept the possibility of failure and success the same way. So if we relate this to sports, for an example, in an individual sports, you know, I work in tennis. I think it's very important to prepare a player, and now let's use the analogy of tennis as the analogy of life, a match in tennis against an opponent. One of the first questions that I think one can ask a player is, are you ready to lose this match? And quite often I began my conversations like this, especially if the opponent was somebody that they have had success over already. It would be the opposite if they played against somebody who is much better ranked than them or somebody who they've never beaten. I would probably begin with the opposite. Are you ready to win this match? And the reason that I begin with the consequence is because the fear of failure or the fear of the consequence is what stops them from performing. Now, if you think very long and hard, especially in sports, that a match is a game, and we've said before that sports is something to be enjoyed. If somebody is not ready to lose a match, but they start the match badly and they are losing in the match, then this will lead to personal insult. You will get passengers on that bus saying you should be winning, you should have, you're stupid, you're crazy, you're not doing a good job. And you will hear those passengers and you will listen to those passengers, and since you can't kick them off, they will definitely affect the way that you drive the bus. And you will probably lose your destination and you'll probably crash the bus by the end of it. So I think that one of the best ways to remind people to be brave is that failure is a part of life. And failure, depending obviously on the situation, if somebody is trying to do something dangerous like jump out of a plane without a parachute, then you don't really have this conversation with them. You call the psychiatrist. But in a normal situation, the fear of failure and the personal responsibility of taking the blame for that failure is very difficult for people. But that failure is usually dramatized way more than it should be, because failing might be the greatest thing that's ever happened to you, because lessons are learned much more from failures than they are from success. And some lessons are very expensive and they should be avoided. And experience helps you with that, but it all begins with small decisions and small mindsets, I think. And so being mindful and accepting of all is the best way to prepare someone.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness, yes. This
is a word.
This is a word, to be mindful. You see, the brain goes outside the head, and then you get this.
You become big.
To be mindful is to be aware. So to be mindful is to be aware that everything is, it's yin yang, basically. Black does not exist without white, and white does not exist without black, because there is no contrast.
Something that in this way you are more able to be on the now. You are more in the present moment. You be more here, and means that you feel the moment, and you are not afraid about future, not potential future of.
Well, let's go back to the bus. If you're driving the bus, you need to be in the moment, because in the moment there might be a car next to you, or there might be a hole in front of you, and you need to stay committed to those helpful actions, which are look at the road, look at the mirrors, drive slowly, hold the wheel. So yes, the moment is what steers you. Your objective or the future is where you're driving. But nothing guarantees you will get there. The only thing you can do in life is increase your chances. So if you are driving in a way which is safe, then that certainly increases your chances of arriving to your destination. Doesn't guarantee it, but it increases the chances. So I think that this is the whole philosophy of how you have to live life. Increase your chances for success, and if you don't succeed, well then reverse and go again.
Yes.
You've got no other choice.
And this bad guy that try to distract you, you need to keep some toy or some food that, play with this and don't distract me, something like this?
No, you actually have to thank them. Because if you get angry with them, if you get angry with a passenger which is disturbing you with an emotion, it means that you're trying to get rid of it, which means that you're being disturbed from performing the task, which is driving ahead. So sometimes the modesty to thank a passenger is very, very, very important, because it actually makes the situation easier. A lot of people see difficult emotions as negative. Let's talk about fear. What happens, Luigino, if I tell you, and you're not drunk, which is never on the weekends, but if I tell you to go cross Andrássy út in Budapest, and you tell me you are not afraid, and then you get hit by the first tram which goes past. So fear, for an example, is telling you something, and it's telling you, Luigino, you are a very beautiful, sexy man with the cuore beard. But Luigino, when you cross that road, you must look left, you must look right, and again, and you have to be careful, so that you can cross the road successfully. So fear in this instance is your best friend. And how many times have you heard people say to somebody, don't be afraid? You can do it, don't be afraid. Be afraid. Just understand what that fear is telling you. It might be telling you to focus, but focus on what? And it's usually something good. If humans were not afraid of heights, or if humans were not afraid of tigers, then we probably wouldn't exist, Luigino.
Yeah, but what do you think is not better to reframe fears in excitement or something like this? Because sometimes fear is something like enemy, and that paralyze you. And if you reframe this emotion in something different, it can empower you. What do you think?
I think that this is very true for those emotions which you can reframe. But I think that the deep down, big anxiety emotions, you're going to screw up, you're going to fail, you're going to die, you're stupid, these are very difficult to reframe. Yeah. And these are the emotions that you have to accept, and you have to listen to yourself, or you have to listen to why they exist. And you still have to stay focused, because these emotions, Luigino, are completely involuntary. So these are, people think that we can choose our emotions. That's why people tell each other, don't be afraid, you can do it, you know, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is emotions are not something which we choose. Just like the passengers on the bus are not something which we choose. A drunk guy can get on the bus, or a supermodel can, Monica Bellucci, nuda, can come on the bus.
Please,
and there's a good chance that you'll be looking in the mirror at her or the drunk guy, but it's exactly this which is the problem. Yes, you have to accept it, and you have to stay focused on what you have to do.
Fresh, of course.
What would you do if Monica Bellucci came on your bus nude?
I suggest I suggest to her to read my book.
Bravo, Luigino.
I need to use every moment, you know, to share, you know.
This would be very good. Listen, if Monica Bellucci is reading your book naked on the bus, believe me, every single human being will buy it.
Yes, it will be successful for sure.
Very, very smart marketing strategy you've come up with, Luigi. Very, very good.
Maybe she can take some good selfies, you know, that with the book. And
in today's world, I think the selfies are the best marketing you can do. Look at us now talking about your book on social media. Absolutely, Luigino, you're down. You're with the times, man.
Okay, your philosophy is remember me something like a Buddhism philosophy, you know, that life is pain, and you need to don't be attached in something. Means that you need to be free yourself from attachment, because attachment give you pain, and accept this situation. Remember me, this is something like connected with Buddhism, for example, philosophy.
Buddhism teaches you to detach from everything. And my philosophy is possibly a little bit different, where I choose to be attached to those things which are important to me. And especially things which make me happy. This can be family, this can be career, this can be different things for different people. But I think if you're not attached to something, then that care factor and that effort factor and that determination to make it work is not as strong. Buddhists are very wise people, very tranquil, calm people if they do practice Buddhism in the correct way. But there are also people who have very secluded lifestyles, and that's a lifestyle which I don't choose. I don't want to taglia il coglioni and meditate in a cave for 6 hours every day. So I'm kind of choosing a different lifestyle, but the attachments which we have are not permanent, unfortunately, even with our kids, even with our family, and that's why we need to actually appreciate and put all the time and effort we can to make these attachments successful and work. And like I said before, you have to accept that even these things might fail, but it's the effort and it's the chances that you give it that count. So if you do everything that can help the situation and it still fails, well, then at least your conscience is clear that you tried your best. And I think that this is what makes a big difference in people, understanding that making and doing everything you can to achieve what you want is the best you can do.
Yeah.
And it does not guarantee the outcome which you wish for, but it definitely clears your conscience that you applied every little tool you have.
Oh, cool. Absolutely, I like this. And the future generation, no? Because especially now you are in the situation that you think a lot about the future generation, no?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I have children, yes.
Yes, and which kind of advice today, if you can choose one idea from all your wisdom, which advice?
All my wisdom.
Yes.
Well, this is a tough question, but one piece of advice I would have for everyone is to drive the bus. Try to actually go towards something which you believe is going to lead to what you want, and have a direction, and then be determined to work towards that direction. And there's a very, very good chance, much bigger chance, that you will never get there, or that your road will change, or that your direction will change. But the fact that you're driving the bus, and the fact that you're trying to achieve a goal, and the fact that you're committed to achieving a goal, and committed to all the helpful actions which help you maximize the chances of arriving there, then that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
What I can say, it was really one inspiring conversation with you. Amazing. Congratulations for all, what I can say, how you lived your life. Because
thank you, appreciate it.
It's inspiring also for me, really, and congratulations. And I hope to see you soon as possible, also back in Budapest for enjoying.
Luigino, if somebody can fix this pandemic, then it's you with your Italian beard and with your bulldog shag, man. So the second you solve this problem is the second I'll get on a plane and I'll come to Budapest to spend some time with you, man.
We waiting for you, for all your family, all complete family.
Very good, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Big kiss, a big hug for all of you. Ciao.
And to you, Luigino, say hello to everybody in Budapest, and well done on your book. Once again, I'm still waiting for my personalized copy, all right?
Absolutely.
Ti scrivo l'indirizzo, I'll write you the address, yes, because I want it signed for Dov.
I need your review, your opinion, and to tell, I need some words that say, oh, come on, is this 99% of these pages are shit, or this is not true?
Luigino, one thing I know about you is that you are not right all the time, but I also know that you are never wrong. And this is why I think that your book might be very, very successful and might be very interesting to read for everyone, especially some of the kids that and some of the people that I work with here. Right. Because you are a very global, very traveled person who lives in a foreign country, speaks with a funny accent, has that little amazing Italian beard and 65 girlfriends at the same time, and of course the Buddhist hairstyle. I think that your experience is something that a lot of people can use.
I hope that to be one element of the domino, one pieces of the domino, to stimulate also the people around me to do the same, to multiply the effect of happiness, and to motivate the other to enjoy life, for sure. Yeah.
So what's the one piece of advice you would give to everybody, Luigino? So after you've heard my answer, I'm going to put you on the spot in your own interview. What brings happiness, which is bulldog shag, to the rest of the world?
Yeah, it's so easy. You need to find your inner prophecy. There is
inner prophecy.
Yeah, the reason why.
Very good. So that's the direction we were talking about. What a nice word for it, inner prophecy.
Yeah. Because we are here for one reason, and we need to discover this reason and put all our life energy in this direction. Because through this, to put this energy and to be part part of the positive evolution in this way, and we can express our talent, our passion. You know, we realize the self, you know, and the reason why we are here, and we can give meaning at our life, and this is the key point.
So what is your meaning of life? Why do you exist, Luigino, apart from entertaining?
No, really, it's a deep thought for me that for me what is important is to empower and foster people to lead their destiny. This is for me is very important, and I want to put energy in this direction because each of us have his own personal subjective reality, and they need you know, to feel, you know, this superpower that you have that is the free will that can decide which kind of direction you can take every moment of your life, you know, your decision. And yes, I want that I put energy, effort in this direction to stimulate people to take control the destiny of their life.
And Luigino, this is why so many of you like you, and this is one of the reasons that you always have friends everywhere you go, and that's why people take you for what you are, because you're a good guy. So I think that you are now officially, by the powers invested in me, the third prophet after Jesus, and 600 years later we had Muhammad. Now we have Luigino, Santo Luigino. He's going to be officially in the middle of the pandemic, the one that brings prosperity and
you know,
socialist approach.
Each of us, we are the hero of our journey of our life. You know, with the hero of our life means that we are all Jesus Christ. We are all Buddha. We are all Confucius. We are all, you know, this, you know, ascended master. We are, you know, because we are the universe, and we need only to look inside us that we are all the universe in us, and we can express this. When you realize this, that you are, you know, you can do amazing things. It means that let's do it together, you know.
Luigino, we might all be the heroes in our worlds, but believe me, the biggest hero in my life at the moment is you. Huh? Okay. Thank you for this interview, Luigino. È strano parlare inglese con te. It's very, very strange to speak English with you, man. But at least we did a good job. I think it was very professional. Bravo, Luigino.
Grazie. Ci vediamo.
And lots of luck to you, and continue to do what you do, because you are very good at what you do, and your intentions and the reasons of you doing what you're doing are very authentic and legitimate, and this makes you a good person. Santo Luigino.
Forever.
Para siempre.
Para siempre.
Per sempre.
Ciao. Grazie.
Santo Luigino.
Ciao.
Ti saluto. See you later, and spero di vederti. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. See you soon. Ciao.
Ciao.